Today, we are going to talk about the pranas, the vital air forces. They are in total five, and there are five sub pranas also, upaprana, five prana shakti and five upaprana shakti. Their names, let me first tell you the names, and then we will talk about the functionality, the location, and what happens if there is any problem in any one of these pranas, then what happens to our body, and further what to do. So the names are like this. One, we know pran. Everyone knows pran, Shakti, the pran. That is the one. Second one is apan, udan, saman, and vyan. If you see the names, they are very much similar to each other. Looks like all have been created with a specific synonyms: pran, apan, udan, saman, and vyan. And there are five sub-pranas. Their names are like this: Krikila, Dhananjaya, Kurma, Nag, and Devadatta. All of these have different functionality. As for example, if our eyelids are functioning on its own continuously, it is because of one upapran, subapran. Can you try to stop your blinking of eyes for say more than 1 minute, 2 minutes, or 3 minutes, or something like this? Probably in during our childhood time, we have been trying to do that, but is it possible to stop it for more than 1 minute, 2 minutes, or 3 minutes? Try it out. But it can be if we are able to control one of these sub-pranas, then we are easily able to control this blinking of eyelids. Nevertheless, let's come to these five pranas, which are more important to know. All of these pranas actually originate from Akshar Brahma, the creator of the nature. And it comes from the atomic center, the Mahashunya. That's how Sadhguru Siddhafal Devji Maharaj has explained it in Swarved. The pranas and the mind, these all function together. They are linked with each other. Pranas are carriers for few things, like the blood circulation which is happening inside our body. This is being done by one of these prana shakti, and that is actually the Vyan. The movement of the mind, if the mind is flickering from one item to another, anything which moves, it must have a carrier. So how does this mind moves? Have you thought about it? What is the carrier for the thought processes because of which anything comes in our mind? If there anything exists because of which the mind moves from one to another, it's actually because of these prana shaktis. So let us come quickly to the meaning of these five prana shaktis, what they do actually, and where the locations are. The prana starts from the heart, the pumping. That's the one of the most important one. And the apan is responsible for excretion, like burping. That is apan vayu, apan pran. Another one is udan, which is for the throat, and it goes above throat also, which helps us to speak. When we are speaking something, that udan pran is being used to speak. Similarly, the another one is saman, which is near the navel. If you might have heard that in military or wherever the heavy voice has to be done, then somebody says, okay, speak from the navel. So if you have the control on this saman vayu, saman pran, then you can actually bring the gravity to your voice using this saman vayu, saman pran. And the vyan is running in all over our veins for the blood circulation and other circulations. So these are the main functionality of these five pranas, but they don't intermingle with each other. They have their own areas. They don't disturb each other at all on their own. But if there is any disturbance in any one of them because of any other air which goes inside our body because of external factors, so those external factors can be the type of food we are eating, the type of drink we are consuming. On that basis, the the air forces will be generated inside our body. And if it doesn't match with these 5 prana shaktis or these 5 sub prana shaktis, then it will disturb the functionality of all these 10 prana vayus. And that's why it is very important, why it is said that if you have to keep your whole body very fit and fine, you must need to control your prana shaktis. For that, the basic thing is what you eat and what you drink must be controlled, because how the air is generated inside, if you don't have that knowledge, then it can disturb your these 5 pranas and upapranas. So we just heard about the location of these 5 prana shaktis, but what are the functionalities of these 5? So if one by one quickly, if I say the prana, the first one, the functionality includes the respiration, the sensory perception. Perception. Then sensory perception is only because of this prana shakti available inside our body. The apan vayu, the apan prana, it is very important. In fact, when somebody dies, then the soul comes out from the body. Have you ever thought of how that soul comes out? What is the carrier for that soul to come out from the body? This apan vayu actually is functioning at that time point to take this soul out from our body. And that's why a yogi who practices the pranayam and a hatha yogi tries to do a lot of things to control this apan vayu. So this prana shakti, the apan one, is the functionality of this is to eliminate something, reproduce, childbirth, and immunity. So it includes these types of functionality for this apan vayu. If you go for udan, which is at the throat or above the throat, it actually helps us in our thought processes, the speech, the exhalation, and the growth, our normal body growth. It is helped by this udan vayu. The saman, which is near the navel, around the area of the navel, it helps us in digestion, and it helps us in metabolism system also, to have a better and controlled system inside. And as I mentioned previously, the Vyan Vayu, the Vyan Prana Shakti actually circulates the blood, or it helps us the movement for the blood in the whole of the vein. So you can understand how important all of these prana shaktis are, which are available inside our body, and we don't bother about these at all, how they function, what they do. Are we doing something to monitor these? And the best thing to monitor these prana shaktis is to have a right choice of food, right choice of drink, and continuously practicing the pranayam, the breathing exercises, which we do during our practice, couple of them as well. But there are in total 85 types of pranayam, 85 types of breathing exercises originally. Now there has been many versions added to it, but originally there were 85 types of pranayam available to channelize only these 5 prana shaktis and 5 upa prana shaktis, the sub pranas. To monitor, to control to these 5 prana shaktis and 5 upa prana shaktis, there were 85 types of pranayam created by the rishis themselves. Thank you very much for listening today.